New developments in the Breonna Taylor case out of Louisville. Officers shot and killed her during a narcotics investigation back in March. Today, a grand jury indicted former police officer Brett Hankison with 3 counts of wanton endangerment for allegedly firing into the apartments of Taylor's neighbors. But he does not face charges for her death. Officers who burst into Taylor's home shot her multiple times on March 13th. During that investigation, Taylor died. This set off months of protests in downtown Louisville. Let's get to WRTV's Cameron Riddle at the site of a peace walk that just ended. He got reaction to what happened today in the Breonna Taylor case. Cameron.
Amanda, good evening. As you said, no charges filed related directly to Breonna Taylor's death. That has got a lot of people on edge across the country, particularly tonight down in Louisville. But just an hour and a half north, you'll be here in Indianapolis. As you know, we have had our fair share of protests throughout this summer. Earlier this afternoon, we caught up with Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett and Police Chief Randall Taylor as they did a peace walk throughout the west side of Indianapolis, getting a temperature on how things are going here in this neighborhood, as well as us asking him for a temperature on how the city is feeling and the possibility of any protests that could happen tonight. The mayor says they are prepared and have learned lessons from the summer.
If protests appear, the constitutional right of people to protest will be protected. What is not protected is violence and vandalism and looting and mischief and mayhem.
Now, the mayor and police chief say there is a plan should there be any protest tonight, though they say they have had communication with some of the local organizations that have led protesters through the streets of the city over the past couple of months. And so far, it does not appear that there are any immediate plans for a protest. However, should that change on the spin of a dime, they are ready and prepared. Reporting live tonight on the west side, I'm Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
Cameron, thank you. And here's a timeline of events in the Breonna Taylor case. On March 12th, a judge signed off on warrants. On March 13th, officers served a narcotics warrant at Breonna Taylor's Louisville apartment. During that raid, Kenneth Walker, Taylor's boyfriend, is accused of shooting an officer. Police say they returned fire and hit Taylor. Taylor was pronounced dead, and police arrested Walker. On April 27th, Taylor's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Louisville Police Department and the city. The city settled with the family this month. On May 13th, Attorney General Daniel Cameron was named as special prosecutor. On June 23rd, Officer Brett Hankison, one of 3 officers who fired shots the night of Taylor's death, is fired for allegedly shooting, quote, blindly into the apartments of Taylor's neighbors. And today, Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced a grand jury indicted former Louisville police officer Brett Hankison with 3 counts of wanton endangerment of the first degree. Hankison